Anything right here, I'm gonna call it good. Anything right here, I'm gonna call it good. Careful with the back of the heads, gentlemen, all right? Remember what I told you in the dressing room. Obey the commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. When I call for a break, give me a clean touch. Oh, let's go.
Damian Knyba coming off of back-to-back knockout wins. His opponent is coming off of a loss to Otto Wallin that he fought with a fractured left hand, but they call him the Dream for one reason. He weighed 256.8 pounds on Friday at our weigh-in. That is down from 368 pounds in 2 years. That is 110.2 pounds. The only person who dropped that much weight was Tim Bradley for his Hall of Fame induction.
It's a lot of math. There's a lot of numbers. Questions, can he fight?
Well, he's healthy for the first time in a long time, he says. And that could make a difference. The question is, can he take the power of Damian Knyba, who's got 7 knockout wins in 11 victories. I'm Bernardo Osuna, joined by Mark Kriegel ringside for this heavyweight 8-rounder.
It's not going to make that much difference, Bernardo. If Knyba uses what he has, it's longer than anybody, and that includes the heavyweight champ Tyson Fury, an 86-inch reach.
Yes, the only other fighters who have 85-inch reaches are the aforementioned Tyson Fury and Antonio Mireles, El Gigante, as well. So these guys can tie their shoes without even bending over. And Knyba looking to land that overhand right on the chin of Olguin. Nice counter right there from Olguin.
I think we've already seen more right hands from Knyba than we saw in the first half of last fight.
Stop. Good job.
They had to put Shada Murdoch in there. He's the only guy tall enough. Knyba stands at 6'7".
He wants to fashion himself into another Andrew Galata, become an attraction. Personally, I hope he has his sights head higher. Getting hit with that left to the body by Olguin.
Yeah, Olguin says, look, I'm healthy. I don't have the conditioning issues that I've had in previous fights. He says, I'm kind of dumb. He says, I fought against Wallin with a broken hand. When you guys last saw me in the bubble, I had a torn biceps going in. I already had a surgery scheduled for that next Friday, but yet I took the payday.
Most guys do take the payday.
And here the right to the head after the left to the body from Olguin.
I wonder what a little skinny Olguin would look like. I mean, he's got good hands.
Oh, there's a right to the back of the head. And it's not a knockdown, as Shada Murdoch immediately saw that.
You mentioned Wallin before. And I always have to get an obligatory Otto Wallin reference. But he fought Tyson Fury about as well as you can. And it seems like no one wants to fight him.
Yeah, Knyba with a nice counter right there as Helaman Olguin got a little bit overzealous, but a close first round here inside the theater at MSG.
I need that jab, all right? How do you feel? Okay.
You see how long his arms are as they're outstretched over the ropes there. And Knyba with an 86-inch reach, followed by Antonio Mireles and Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder at 83 inches and Anthony Joshua at 82. That's among the notable heavyweights of this era.
You're the boss of this house, the boss right now, right? He's going to make the mistake. Every single time he's going to jump in. So work off the jab. When you throw the jab, he's going to try to counter. You counter his counter. Easy, okay?
Sean George in the corner. This is his second camp with them, but the first time he actually works the corner, because last time out, Sean George was Zhilei Zhang in London, pulling off the upset win. So this time he not only did the camp with Sean George, but he's in here giving the instructions. And there's actually a date announcement for the rematch for Zhilei Zhang.
I think that guy's a really interesting fighter. I want to see him again. Guy from mainland China, trains in Patterson, New Jersey. I'm all for it, man.
He'll be taking on. Ooh, nice counter right there from Knyba. It worked at the end of the last round, and it's working at the beginning here of round number 2. And now a left hook from Knyba, and this is turning into a firefight.
I'd like to see if Knyba has anything more he can do with that right hand, but shoot it straight. Be nice if he could stick it up and parry too, because he's getting hit with a lot of lefts.
And the right hand there from Olguin, who's letting his hands go.
Olguin's got nothing to lose and a whole lot to gain here.
Absolutely, he can take
Good job, good job. Step
the
back, step
unbeaten
back.
record of Damian Knyba in his 12th professional fight.
He can also get a bunch more paydays.
He needs them. He had to close his gym that he opened after the pandemic, and now he owns a commercial cleaning business. So there's occasions where his days start at 4 a.m. in the gym, then he goes to work at 7, does a whole day's work, and finishes off with boxing in the gym in the evening. So he really wants to give this one last go.
Don't hold, let him out.
Busier day than you.
On occasion. You hear the crowd's into the fight. They're yelling Hussar. That means that the Polish Hussar army was one of the best in Europe. Like 500 of them would take on thousands and come away victorious. They were huge and powerful, and Knyba's proud of his heritage, and he wants to bring that to Polish boxing. Nice left hook after a long right, misses from Knyba. He gets punished with a right to the body from Olguin.
That's the plan with a guy like Knyba, to turn him into a local draw and then get him into bigger and better fights. He can accelerate the process, I think, if he does a little bit more with that right hand.
That's his power shot. That's the shot that has finished 7 of his 11 opponents so far, and that's the shot that he takes from Olguin here at the closing seconds of round number 2. Last year, Xander Zayas was set to fight on this same Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend when he was forced to withdraw due to an illness. So tonight, he's looking forward to what he calls a dream come true.
This is my first time fighting in Puerto Rican Day weekend, and it does make it special. The people is going to be rooting for me, the fans.
This is the moment he dreamed of.
Puerto Rico makes great fighters because we have pride on what we do. We put love into this. We have the people behind us, and the support that we need from the island. It's a small island with a lot of heart, a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. Fighting for the Miguel Cotto Trophy, it's a dream. It's a dream. Somebody that I look up to, somebody that I admire as a person and as a fighter. To be fighting for this trophy, especially in Puerto Rican Day weekend, it's a dream come true.
These are the last 5 fights for this young man, unbeaten in 15. And the last one was a decision after a knockout win over Elias Espadas. And he just understands that he's learning to win fights, not just by knocking out overmatched opponents now. So he understands that he needs to continue to improve, but activity is probably going to be the best way for Xander Zayas to continue growing as a fighter.
After a night like tonight, a co-main like tonight, he's not going to be able to learn quietly anymore. It's going to be a lot more exposure.
Big night for him here, Puerto Rican Day weekend. And every time we come to New York, Mark, it seems like it's a big night for you, as you earned the Boxing Writers Association of America, Nat Fleischer Lifetime Achievement Award. And here, Knyba's looking to achieve his 8th knockout.
Thanks, buddy.
Nice. Oh, now it looks like Olguin got hurt by that left hand. A little shaky. Can Knyba take advantage, or will Olguin be able to fight him off?
Stop, no push, no push, no push, no push.
This is money in the bank for Knyba if you can take out Olguin early. Knock out some money for these guys. The heavier you get, the more.
That has to be your calling card, where when you're a big puncher like Damian Knyba, to be able to finish an opponent like Helaman Olguin. Nice right to the body.
Right to the body.
And here we see now Knyba letting his hands go, finding a target on the face of Helaman Olguin. Olguin's full name is Helaman Moroni. He says his fathers were LDS and they named him after the warrior. Well, he needs to come back and fight like a warrior against Damian Knyba.
Hard he has, but if Knyba starts throwing a variety of right hands, he's going to find it awfully hard to survive.
Oh, Knyba has a jab, and he goes down with it. Down to the body it is. Olguin is dangerous though, and I think Knyba is wary of there's something coming back from him.
And it's usually a left hand to the body.
There it is again.
Here comes a right. There we go.
Nostradamus Kriegel. Or is it just that obvious?
I think it was that obvious, kid.
All right, we'll listen in to Sean George with Damian Knyba.
Yo, Damian, this guy do not belong in the ring with you, right? He doesn't belong in there. He's jumping in on everything that you're doing. Every time you're touching him, he's gonna jump in and lead him to that right there. I want you to touch, pop the jab. When he jump in, meet him with the right hand, get back on defense, right? Then you can articulate the uppercuts and the hooks after that. Stop rushing. Stop fighting like an amateur fighter. You're a professional fighter now, all right? Get this work. Yeah, I'm okay. All right? This is easy work. Work off your jab, right? I'm screaming over here. You know what to do. Make this an easy fight. Get him out of here. You got me? All right. Be smart.
Perfect advice from Sean George. Let's get out of here early. Put the money in the bank. There's no reason he shouldn't do it.
He doesn't belong in the ring with you is what he told Damian Knyba, and Sean George, a former fighter himself, understands what it takes to take it to the next level. And he doesn't want Knyba to regret anything, as you see Helaman Olguin just popping that jab, trying to keep him off of him.
But you're also seeing Knyba move him into the corner without barely throwing anything. He had his moment and he let it go right there.
Chris Bird actually knocked out, Sean George actually knocked out Chris Bird in 2008, so he knows what it means to do it at the highest level.
He had him in the corner, he had him on the end of that jab if he wanted him to be, and he didn't press him, and he let him get out.
Nice counter right there from Knyba.
Let him out, stop, let him out.
Olguin forced the hold. He's got Olguin blinking, and that's not what you want to be doing if you're in the ring, because that creates openings like that right uppercut that Knyba's able to line.
Let him go.
Talk about a rough road in just 15 professional fights. This is Olguin's 5th unbeaten opponent that he faces. And Knyba's starting to look every bit of that prospect that he wants to be, letting his hands go in flurries.
What Knyba needs to master, especially with that 86-inch reach, is distance.
Knyba may be smothering himself a little bit here.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You've got the longest reach in the sport. Use it. And make the guy pay if he decides to come in. For now, a bloody nose Looks like a little bit of blood on the outside of the left eye. Not sure if it's a cut or just the blood from the nose that gathers on the glove of Knyba.
How big did you say Olguin was?
He was 368 pounds 2 years ago.
That must have been some sight.
Nice combinations here from Knyba. Nice right hand. When you ask, I wonder what a thin Olguin looked like. He was probably like 8 years old.
But once again, he pushed him up against the ropes, and all he had to do was step back, and he could have thrown all the punches he wanted to, Knyba.
Closing round number 4, and Josh Taylor hasn't shied away from commenting on Teofimo Lopez's state of mind, but that doesn't seem to bother Teofimo a bit.
He's mentally weak. He's a mouse, and he's already got the doubts in his mind. And I'm going to cement him, and I'm going to put this guy into retirement after I've given him that much of a beating and a schooling.
A mouse or a moose? Which one is it?
A mouse.
A mouse? Yeah, I love that.
A moose is mighty.
I love that saying, mate.
You're a mouse.
Thank you for the compliment. Oh, man. I can't wait, man. I'm going to this guy up, man. I can't wait. This is going to be fun.
You've got asthma. Your lungs are going to be on fire. Trust me. I'm going to make you work that hard. Your heart and lungs are going to be exploding.
What do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? I'm Teofimo, against all odds. The guy that comes in there when everyone thinks that he's done. I give you guys what you want, but I'm not going to give you guys what you need until June 10th.
Mark, no one's been closer than these two fighters throughout the week. What is their state of mind on fight week?
Angry. I've never had a lead up to a fight quite like this. Josh Taylor, I think I read okay. He's just mean and he wants at him. It's been a long time since he's been in the ring. Teofimo, we had a pretty dramatic interview. I'm never quite sure, but all it takes is one mistake from Taylor, and Teofimo can uncoil and end the night.
Remind you that Taylor was able to take the punches of Regis Prograis, of Jose Ramirez, and actually put Ramirez down twice. So both have power, both have skill, both coming off of lackluster wins. That's what makes tonight's main event so interesting. And this fight is interesting because Damian Knyba wants to finish this fight. Yes. He's sizing up Helaman Olguin.
Why would you let him out of the corner there?
Because you're tired and you're big.
Who's more tired?
It would seem Olguin is taking more punches. And I heard a referee, Shada Murda, say that there was a cut on the left eye of Olguin, and that was due to an accidental headbutt.
Once again, he let him off the ropes, Bernardo. I don't get it.
It was a nice right-left combination, and this is where Knyba needs to take advantage.
Okay, he has distance. He's got everything he wants. Go.
And in the corner, they yell to
does he want an
"Don't let him
invitation?"
out." And there it is, that right hand. And here, if he just lets his hands go, he's going to make Shada Murdoch make a decision here if he keeps snapping the head back like that.
Let him out. Don't do that. Don't do that.
See, he's not the guy who's supposed to be clinching and holding in that instance. He's supposed to be the guy who keeps throwing. You know, Bernardo, while there's a break in the action, there's a rumor that it's your 28th birthday today.
29 to be exact, but
Happy birthday, kid.
in the business.
Nah. You're a source of eternal youth and light.
I owe it to my wife and my kids.
Work, fellas. Work, fellas. Hands are free.
Nice body shot.
Here's my question
Okay, quick.
as
Stop,
Knyba
stop, stop.
moves
No
up
punch,
the
no
ranks.
punch, no punch. Step back,
If he's
fellas.
tired now, I mean, why is he hugging?
Because he's tired, and that's all he knows to do.
Stop,
He's only going to get tireder as he moves up.
Time.
Mark, You cannot use the word tired.
I can't.
Other people can use it, but
okay,
Mark
he's
Kriegel
okay.
is not
Tired.
allowed.
2 more rounds.
More tired,
There you
Dad.
Yo, he's ready to go. Just cut his non-resistant. Cut is good. He's ready to go right now. Touch him with the jab, sharp jab, hard jab. Right hand to the body. You work up and down with the body, but be smart. All right? You can get him out of here. He's ready to go. All right? Get some more water. I'm okay. Yo, keep turning. This is easy now. He's ready to go. Work off your jab. Show me the hook. Show me. Right hand. Be smart. All right? I'm okay. Get to work. Get it.
That's like Mark Kriegel after the fight. No, I don't want any water. All right. Damian Knyba's corner wants him to go finish him off as Olguin gets looked at by the doctor, and the doctor sends him out. Shadow Murdoch immediately wants to know how he's doing and everything okay. Bernardo Osuna alongside Mark Kriegel. Round 6 of a scheduled 8-round fight in the heavyweight division. Helaman Olguin taking some heavy leather from Damian Knyba, who just can't seem to put the finishing touches on this fight.
It's kind of what we saw last time. I mean, you know, Sean George said all the right things in the corner, but I felt like I'd seen that movie before. The previous round, the previous round. He is ready to go. And if Knyba wants to get to this place where he thinks he belongs, or at least someone at top rank thinks he belongs, he should start doing it.
He earned the technical knockout win in the 8th round in his last fight against Curtis Harper, but it would seem that these wins should come somewhat earlier based on his athletic ability and power.
I feel like we're seeing a very similar fight, and if this is the pattern, it's not going to be enough to get him to the next level.
Maybe you're a bad luck charm for him not to get knockouts early.
He's killing him.
But he's trying to finish him off here.
No punch, I got it.
He's also, you know, pulling straight back.
Stop.
And against a more skilled guy, a longer guy, he's going to get cracked.
Creating bad habits against lesser level of competition is not something you want to see. We always talk about seeing progress from these young men as they progress from fight to fight. This is 12 professional fights now for Damian Knyba. Shouldn't be making those same mistakes. But fatigue, Mark, plays a factor in that.
Who's got a right to be more fatigued? Knyba or Mr. Body Beautiful?
Body beautiful. Looks like Mr. Clean. Nice body shot there from Olguin, but then he gets clipped and Knyba has him on the ropes. Woke him up.
And once again, he starts hugging and smothers his own work. He could have kept punching.
Stop. Let him out.
He should hug you. It's your birthday.
To get some pop behind those shots that Knyba's trying to land.
Don't hold him.
Mexico is the chant from the crowd who was earlier chanting Hussar, Hussar for the Polish fighter. And this weekend, Tim Bradley is not ringside with us because he is being inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota. That is one of the greatest moments that any fighter could ever have. The casting of your hand, and there it is. The showplace of boxing, Timothy Bradley signing autographs for all the fans. There he is with his son, and alongside Carl Froch and Smitty. I mean, just a wonderful well-deserved honor for Tim Bradley based on what he's done in his career. A former 2-division world champion, the 2013 ESPN Fight of the Year against Ruslan Provodnikov. Those wins against Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Ruslan Provodnikov. Just a wonderful time for Tim Bradley, and we send our congratulations, Mark.
You said he's one of the best things you could ever see. He's one of the best guys, one of the best friends you could ever have. And with Timmy, there's a balance of heart and courage that I just don't see in any. I just don't see it.
And then
he's just such a wonderful guy. That's his son Malachi.
He's a gentle bear at the same time, just a little teddy bear. When you're just one-on-one with Tim Bradley, always has a smile on his face, always willing to put a smile on someone else's face.
I've taken the smile off a couple times. It might have been a couple times he's ready to crack me.
Round 7 between Damian Knyba and Helaman Olguin. Olguin still looking to stay in this fight. He was just happy to be healthy coming into this fight after taking on Otto Wallin with a fractured hand and a torn biceps last time we saw him inside the bubble.
You know, Olguin's not going to win the fight, okay?
Mark, don't ruin it for the fans.
But he can win the evening. And he can score himself a couple more paydays if he survives. And just the same, it's a bit of a loss. It takes some wind out of the sails for Knyba if he doesn't get the knockout.
Yeah, Olguin was brought in to be knocked out, and if Knyba cannot fulfill that responsibility, then he'll have to think it and take a step back. It's money that he's putting on the line. Yeah. Knockouts mean money.
I don't mean to say that it's an easy task. I don't mean to diminish anything before Knyba or before Olguin for that matter. But you're right. That's why he's here. But every round is a test.
But then Olguin says, look, I'm not here to lay down for anybody. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. I have pride. And I'm here to win. So let's see what he can do in the last 4 minutes of this fight. To not allow Knyba to tee off like that. But you're right. Once again, he lands a better shots, and then he's off to the hug.
He wrestles him to the ropes.
Work, fellas, work. Your hands are free. Work, man, work.
I'm waiting for guys to come out in tights and wrestle.
Nice combination there from Knyba. And now it's Olguin who has to hold on.
Okay, stop.
Olguin's the guy who should have been holding. And he's coming right across the ring at him.
Pick the head up, babe.
Olguin is looking at everything he's done to get here. Getting up at 4 in the morning, going to work, finishing off his day at the gym, training boxing. And he's not just going to lay down for Damian Knyba.
I'll tell you, that's a hard gig, man. Not just being an opponent, but being a heavyweight opponent who wants to survive. I mean, we've seen guys like, oh, wow, he grazed me. Good night. Thanks. But Olguin wants to survive, and there's some merit to that.
You know the other thing? His son just brought the stool up to the ring. He's got to show his son what he's all about as we listen into the corner of Damian Knyba.
Right? I want you to be sharp. Stay behind your defense, right? I want you to be a sniper right now. All right? You got that? Trust me. Great. One more. Last round. Be a sniper. On your defense, but be a sniper. Sharp, accurate punches behind your jab, behind your touches. All right? Get it. Last round. Finish strong. Be sharp. He's coming out hard.
It sounds like Sean George is giving up on the knockout. He's telling his guy to be a sniper now, Knyba.
Touch him up. All right.
Snipers, when they land the right shot, it's over, and maybe that's what he wants. And he expected Olguin to come out fighting, so let's see what happens here in the 8th and final round.
Okay, stop. Step back.
Olguin hit him with a long left hand to like the throat in the last round. And you could tell it made Knyba start thinking.
Saw a little ruckus behind that neutral corner for a second, and it's because these young men just saw Jose Ramirez, the former world champion, and they wanted to take a picture with the pride of Avenal.
I'm going to tell you what. He wants whoever comes out of this. But he really, really wants Josh Taylor. And I could just see it in his eyes when he speaks. Taylor thought it wasn't a close fight. He's holding on to, well, if he didn't knock me down, I would have won on the scorecard.
And that second knockdown came after a shot on the clinch. So, you know, he's got that going for him. But in the end, it was a very close fight. Nice combination there from Damian. Knyba lands a right and then a left uppercut on Olguin. Knyba's performance tonight has left Mark speechless. Nice body work there from Knyba. Now he's going upstairs, lands a right uppercut. But not enough of a sustained offensive attack from Damian Knyba.
Stop. Let him out.
I think that's why Sean George was somewhat frustrated with the punch output of Knyba, knowing what he's capable of and how he was supposed to look against Helaman Olguin.
Stop. Right here.
Nice body work from Knyba, using his physical strength as Olguin holds on for dear life.
Stop. No punching.
Hearing the final bell would be a moral victory for Helaman Olguin, who fights out of South Jordan, Utah. Lost 110.2 pounds in 2 years, from 368 to his fighting weight of 256.8. And here he looks eye to eye against Damian Knyba, who looks like he's on his way to a dozen professional victories, but he couldn't earn that 8th knockout win that he was searching for this evening. So Helaman Olguin didn't have conditioning issues tonight because he wasn't injured, and he did have issues early on with the punches, that right hand of Damian Knyba, which landed at will. But there was just not a sustained effort from Knyba to try to finish the fight in any of the rounds, especially after Olguin was determined to last the distance and showed he was able to take the best shots, whether it was at distance or on the inside. Knyba attempted, but Helaman Olguin just proved to be that tough in tonight's fight. Sean George will go back to work with Damian Knyba on finishing a fight, especially when you have a fighter like Olguin hurt. And Damian Knyba in this situation was a fan favorite. The Polish fans came out, were yelling Hussar, Hussar, as that's his nickname. But in the end, Helaman Olguin turned some of those around, and the chants of Mexico, Mexico were also heard inside the MSG Theater on Puerto Rican Day weekend. It's time for the decision. Inside the ring is Mark Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds here inside the theater at Madison Square Garden, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. John Basile, Alan Nace, and Robin Taylor all score the bout 79-73. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Damian, the Polish Hussar, Knyba!
So Damian Knyba gets to a dozen professional victories at age 27, and Helaman Olguin at 39 years old can look his son in the eye when he goes back to his corner and said, son, this is how you fight. You never give up. All right, tonight, Mark Kriegel has another man who has a vested interest in tonight's main event, and that is Bill Haney, the father of the undisputed lightweight champion, who's looking at the opponent tonight as a future